Hey guys, Kristen here from Millennial Moms, and today I'm going to show you how to make an easy laptop holder that you can mount on your wall. This laptop holder is really great, especially if you have kiddos like me, or if you just want to get your laptops out of the way. Plus, it's super easy to make. I see these online for sale all the time, but today we're going to make one at home. You just need a few simple things for this project. First is a rod. This is a 1 inch by 1 inch rod. It is wide enough to hold my laptop in there. Be sure you measure that before you go buy a rod too small. This one's about 24 inches long, which is plenty of room for one laptop holder. You also need a tape measure and a pen or a pencil to mark your measurements, and a saw to cut your wood into pieces. In order to make your laptop holder look nice, I recommend using stain and just a foam brush to apply the stain. You're also going to need wood glue. If you don't have wood glue but you have Gorilla Glue, that'll work just fine. It's super strong. You're also going to need 2 different sizes of screws, about 1.5 inch to 1 3/4 inch length screws to screw your actual holder together. And then you want longer screws to screw your laptop holder to the wall. Lastly, you need a drill or a screwdriver. I have a battery powered drill. This thing works great. I use it for so many things in my house, but you can always use just a regular screwdriver if you need to. Okay, so clearing our area a little bit. I do not have a super awesome workbench or craft table in my house, so I do a lot of these projects just on a drop cloth in the living room. What we're gonna do to make this laptop holder is start by taking your laptop, laying it down next to your piece of wood, kind of put your wood to the end, leave about 1 inch on the side, and we're gonna measure and mark that. So I like for mine to be about 1 inch, even 1.5 inches looks kind of nice. If you have a larger laptop or a smaller laptop, you can decide what looks best for you. And just mark your piece of wood. Okay, now that that's marked, we're gonna move the laptop out of the way. We don't wanna get any dust or wood shavings in our laptop. And we're gonna make our first cut. The next pieces we cut are gonna be the support pieces. We're gonna want one piece a little smaller and then 2 pieces going up, so they'll attach to the smaller piece and the base that the laptop's actually gonna sit on. So for the support piece, it's gonna sit under our laptop shelf. We're gonna want that to be about 7 inches long for this size laptop. A little shorter if you want, if you have a smaller laptop. So I'm gonna use my pencil and mark that piece. For the pieces that are gonna go up along the laptop, we want those to touch the support piece as well as the shelf. So we want those to be about 6 inches, which conveniently takes us to only 1/2 inch left on our 24-inch piece of board. So I will mark the first one, and then after we cut it, we will mark the second one. This helps you make sure your pieces are actually both 6 inches and you don't lose some when cutting. After we have all of our pieces cut, it is time to stain them. Once all your stain is dry, it's time to assemble our laptop holder. Now, if you're like me, you didn't wait the 3 to 4 hours for the stain to dry. You waited overnight because you have a baby. That's okay. To assemble this, it's super easy. First, we're gonna mark where we want our screws to go, drill some holes, put it together. Now, the setup of our laptop shelf is gonna look something like this. We're gonna have the shelf for the laptop to sit on, the support piece, and then our 2 holders. To give you an idea what it looks like, here's our laptop. It's gonna go right on here like so. Now it's completely up to you if you want your shelf and support piece to be spaced out or touching each other. I find it easier to assemble it if they're touching, so we're gonna do it that way. But the look of having a little gap there is really nice, and it's not that much more difficult. So you can do it that way as well. All right, so in order to assemble this, we're first gonna mark where our screws are gonna go. We're gonna want 2 screws right here going from the arms into the support piece. Line these up just like so. So we're gonna make a mark there, right in the middle of that. And another one right here. We're then going to drill some pilot holes into these pieces so when the screws go through they don't strip the wood. And this is pretty close to the end, so pilot holes are very important. Now that we have those pilot holes drilled, we can take a smaller drill bit and put it through. It goes right through this hole, and you can add a pilot hole to your secondary piece of wood. If we're just going to take it and kind of mark where we need our hole to be, and then we can remove this piece of wood and get that pilot hole going. You want this secondary drill bit to be a tiny bit smaller than your screw. That way the screw really bites. And again, we don't need to go all the way through this piece of wood, just enough to get it started. We'll do the same thing to the other side, get that lined up. So those are good to go. Next is going to be this piece of wood. We want our support to be in the middle of our shelf piece, so this one I will measure. So we're going to get that right in the middle. So what we're going to do for this is set it upright like this, and I'm going to go ahead and mark it on either side. Now, since I'm putting my shelf piece and support piece right up next to each other, what I'm going to do is drill the holes from the bottom up. When you mark where your screw holes are going to go on this one, you obviously don't want them to overlap with these screw holes because screws are metal and they cannot go through each other. So we're going to inset it about 1 inch here. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this one too. I'm going to go ahead and drill the pilot holes in this bottom piece. We're going to place our support piece right on the shelf with the lines we marked and get our pilot holes started by going through the support piece. Now we have the markings, we can just finish these pilot holes without that other piece on there. Alright, so we're just going to screw this together. We're going to get that one about halfway in, grab our other screw and get it started too. It's really a good idea to go back and forth from screw to screw. Don't get one all the way in because you might get misaligned with stuff if you just do one and then the other. Alright, you want to get this lined up pretty good. If you want to, you can get the screw all the way through your top piece and then use it to mark kind of where the other piece is. Since you have that pilot hole, it'll just fall right into place there. And then just hold the boards together and get the screw going. Get this one lined up the same way. I always do projects and then realize something's missing and have to start over. This time it was the wood glue. I put this whole thing together without gluing the pieces of wood together. What you want to do is put wood glue in between your pieces of wood. It really holds it together super strong. To give you an idea of what it looks like, the laptop goes right here and it's going to hold it together. The next step is to take this over to the wall, find the studs on the wall. If you can build your laptop shelf wide enough that it's the space between studs, you're going to be really lucky and you can just screw it right into your wall studs. You're going to do the same thing again. Drill your pilot holes on either side and put your screws through and into the wall and you're done. So I hope you guys think this laptop holder is as cool and useful as I do. If you like this video and want to see more like it, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me some comments down below what sort of DIY videos you're interested in seeing. If you want to see yesterday's video from Millennial Moms, click right up here. If you want to see more of my videos, right down here. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. There's a button right there for that. I'll see you guys next week.